few times, been around that track, but it's not just gonna happen like that.
Because you're not a holla back girl.
Damn straight. It's bananas.
Yeah. That's the same song, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was younger,
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
I thought they were different songs for some reason.
Make no mistake, this is the Joystick Show. Don't worry about what the fuck we're on.
Yeah, we didn't
already.
even.
Episode 24. Little nice for us because we came to the realization like a half hour ago that
I don't know, because given our past episodes, I know that our math skills are not good.
Yeah, at least mine. I'll be honest.
Not only last week with the dilemma we had, which people know about, obviously, with the game show and us not being able to add that, but there's been many times where we've just been.
Oh, we gotta clarify that real quick. That should have been a tie. Yeah. It actually shouldn't have been a tie. It
was a win. Yeah, because it would have been 90-80.
80, but the other way around.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. However, I will say though that if it was a closer score from the beginning, which it may have been with that, I would have tried harder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're saying?
I was slacking towards the. Not saying I would have buzzed in quicker than you because you were pretty quick on the buzzer. Mm-hmm. It was like all real close. But yeah, that's why I am saying that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So see me in the second one coming soon.
Yeah. Well then,
because we want to.
Well, I mean that storyline is sick because it's like a redemption story.
Yeah.
And then that makes it 1-1, and then we come back.
Damn straight, it's like boxing. Yeah. But like not.
Yeah. I mean the Snapple cap thing was mad funny. Like the clip that you uploaded of the fucking Snapple cap. I got a lot of those though.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of that, and a lot of people told me they were like, "How the fuck do you know about all this shit?"
Yeah, that's a fucking great question. That's what I was asking myself on the spot last week. She was blowing my mind. Yeah. That one and the Indonesia one threw me super off guard.
Yeah. Well, that one I don't know how I know about that either. I just know like random shit about that place for some reason. 4th most populous place in the world.
Dylan's an Indonesia fan. Yeah. What can we say? I wanted to say something before why did we say the math thing? We were talking about I was going to say earlier that this episode is kind of special for us because about a half hour ago we realized that this is actually our 6-month anniversary, whatever it's called. Yeah, this is the 6th month that we've been doing the Joystick Show.
Half-year special, guys.
It's kind of crazy. Woo! We've been doing this for 6 full months. 6 months ago, we got together in this basement to shoot the Joystick Show, and the cameras were very far apart. And these lights didn't exist, and we got a shit ton of stuff wrong, and I don't even think we recorded from the master cam. No. But we learned a lot over the past 23 episodes. And here
so much.
On episode 24, and bro, I'm really excited to see where we're going to be in the 24 episodes.
And then eventually you'll see in the next 24, there'll be
Jack Bauer.
Huh?
You said in the next 24. Jack Bauer will be...
Sorry. No, but I'll be... threw me the hell off with that one. Fucking caught off guard. No. Set changes maybe. Yeah, table changes.
That's honestly, it's not even like a surprise thing. That's what we're trying to do because we want this to be like a more... Like, we just want this to be a space where we can have guests more often. And just, like, you can see all their faces because I know it's hard to see people when they're next to us.
And they're like, is that Jerry?
Is that Jerry?
And, like, they have to do this, but that does nothing because you're at home and you're, like, doing that.
I also super fucking hate these webcams because, like, I see this shot when I'm editing and then I have to cut to these and I'm like, I wish I had better cameras. And it wasn't just these fuzzy little things.
Honestly, though, they look really good for webcam. Like, webcam technology.
No, yeah, I give it that.
Is, like, webcams back in, like, 2008, bro. Oh, those shits were the fucking worst.
Like, are you filming on a potato?
Yeah. Like, even now, like, in, like, my Zoom classes and stuff like that, people do not have good quality webcams. They don't know what lighting is. A lot of phones from here.
When I first started the whole Zoom meeting shit at the beginning of the pandemic, I have all this stuff for like joystick and streaming and stuff. So when I first logged on to my first meeting, I had like lighting set up. I had like a nice ass camera. I had one of these microphones plugged in, and every single person was like, "Holy shit!" And I was like, "What's up?"
That actually happened in one of my.
I was ready.
Yeah, like my politics class. No one participated. Cameras weren't required and attendance wasn't required. However, there was one guy who had that setup maybe even better.
Crazy.
Like he had a background, he had a really like one of those like YouTuber backgrounds with like the books or whatever.
The lights. And...
Yeah. He had that whole shit. The class literally just turned into him and the professor. It was the funniest thing. He's like, "Does anyone want to participate?" Yeah, Nasir. Way better setup. Yeah, so I think personally, and he goes on for like 20 minutes. I'm like, this is literally his class.
That's
He's
incredible.
the professor. We should pay him.
We should, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Me?
Yeah.
What have I been up to?
I felt great. Asking
Me
you what you've been up to.
That threw me off guard. I was like, what? That's not your job. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Next thing you'll know, I'll start an episode of something.
Yeah. Hey, guy. Whoa. What the fuck? Hold on. I feel like I just kicked Nah, we're good. What did I do this week? Man, I don't know. I just told Dylan I got back from the casino a little while ago. And we were about to start the podcast like 15 minutes before we actually did. But I literally looked at Dylan and I was like, I'm in a bad mood. I was just like, we need to go fucking take a walk or something. I don't know, man. Everybody at the casino is fucking rude. It's mean.
Why? What? How? Like, who was rude to you?
So like, it was cold. And you walk in and you're not supposed to wear your hood. So I was literally about to take my hood off, like when I walked into the heat. Mm-hmm. But then like the security guard was like, "Hood's off!" Like he practically yelled at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, sorry. Cool,
great." Maybe
Great start.
Maybe they need to work on their greeters. You know,
whatever.
Maybe have a greeter to be like, "Hello."
So I was like, you know what? Whatever. Went past it. Go through. And I was standing online. I went to go hang out with my mom for a bit, and I was standing online to cash a voucher because we were about to leave. Mm-hmm. And I'm standing online, and then there's a black woman in front of me who's just on her phone like playing a game, and then I'm assuming she was Russian because she had like the accent, but like a 50 60 maybe year old white Russian old lady. I have my AirPods in, so I'm like not fully cognizant of what's happening, but I look up and I see the white lady trying to basically explain to the black lady that she was in front of her.
Yes.
And the black lady's not having it. She's
and
like,
playing games on her phone.
Yeah, she's like, you gotta be more attentive, da 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 da. And the other lady is just saying like, no, you did not see me. I was here. I promise you.
That's pretty good Russian.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Sorry if that was.
No, that was way better.
I'm just trying to really bring you to the place.
That was way better than I expected.
Yeah,
honestly.
Dylan knows. Anytime I try to do an accent, it just turns Mexican.
Yeah.
It starts off. Then when I try to do Mexican, it turns something else. Yeah. And I'm bad at that.
Like a chain reaction.
But yeah, long story short, they got into this whole thing, and like I said, the black lady's just not having it. So eventually, the black woman just stopped. She just started ignoring her, and the Russian lady just like essentially cut me and just stood in front of the black woman. And at this point, I don't really care because there's nobody behind me. I literally just got there, so I just got there. This is happening, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fuck it, maybe she was here. So I just let her stand in front of me, and I ignore it. The line goes a little bit longer. I look over to the left and I'm just like looking at a sign or something, and I feel her tap me, and I look over. It's the Russian woman, and she's like, "Would you hold my?" See, I just fucking fucked that accent up. What the hell was that?
That was not bad.
Long story short,
different voice.
She's just like, "I'm going to play a game over there." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, no problem." And she was like, "Can you hold my space in the line?" And I'm just like, I basically like told her, I was like, you can't really do that. You got to wait on the line. And she's like, I get that. I'm going to send my husband soon to take over. So I was like, all right, no problem.
She's not going to send her husband.
I'm online. This lady's like 5 feet that way playing some game. Online, line's going down. I, again, look over to the left a little further down online. This time I'm looking at like a lottery machine. And then I look back in front of me and I see the shortest, oldest man I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, excuse me. And he's like, oh, sorry, I am husband of her. And I'm like, okay. Bro, I kid you not. I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead. Yeah. But the line had like those fucking poles that are, the separators with the velvet ropes. He practically just walked right under that shit. You know what I mean? Like he practically just fucking moseyed on in. So I was like, interesting.
Oh
so
my God.
That was that.
I'm imagining like, it's so great.
And then like.
In my head, they're in like full garb too. Like they're in like traditional Russian outfits.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're just no. I don't know what you're thinking of. They're just regular fucking.
I'm going full 100. Yeah.
But and then like the last thing that happened was there was only like 2 tellers at the cashing spot where there should be like 5 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So there was like a group of guys like right about to cash in their vouchers, And then right as they're about to like go, one of the women at the booth like shuts down her booth and like goes somewhere else or something. And immediately like, what the fuck? Like they start having a whole ass thing. And in the back of my head, I'm like, you're fucking adults. Like you're like, these people are legit throwing tantrums and you could just wait like what, 2 minutes to go that woman's almost done type shit. So I don't know. In my head, I was just like, "This is all fucking crazy." Keep in mind, I haven't left my house in a while. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I mean I haven't gone to the casino since pre-pandemic. This is the first time.
That's just that. Like, I'm trying to think of like the last public situation that I've had any sort of resemblance to this, and I haven't.
You know, it's funny.
Like the only time I get this is like public transportation, honestly.
And I haven't even taken that since pre-pandemic. But what's funny is the cherry on top. And not even like it was actually the one nice thing that happened at the casino is I guess I have my AirPods in, but I guess the cashier that I went to kind of noticed that I was like nervous, kind of. Not nervous, but I was very just like, okay, like just trying to get out of there because no, not nervous isn't the word. I was just really fucking anxious. I was people are fucking yelling.
It's like, I don't want to be here.
I don't. I really don't want to go
in a different location.
Exactly.
I think that's why I think that's why it's so bad. It's because most people don't want to be there, or if they're gonna be there, they're gonna be in a bad mood soon. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like very few people leave the casino, even after like waiting on. You're like, whoa, boy, like you're just kind of like, I guess I have more money now. Yeah, not even happy about it.
But what was nice is that she could kind of tell, and she was like, I was trying to take the money and go, and she was like, take your time, sweetie, it's okay, nobody's rushing you. And I was like, I appreciate it. Nice. And then I like got my shit and
literally
left.
Like the movie, like she was sent here from someone.
Definitely,
like, in the movie, like, hey.
In the movie.
Yeah. In the movie of your life.
That middle-aged Indian woman is who I'm supposed to fall in love with. That's my soulmate. Not my girlfriend, that woman. In this movie.
I don't know. It's just really nice when people are like
nice.
Oh yeah, like I went to go get a COVID test because, New Year's parties and all that and being around a lot of people. Like the people at the COVID center, like we're just like, okay, I'm gonna shove this up your nose, right? Whatever. Happy belated birthday. I'm like,
wow, that's super cool.
Yeah, because you have to show them your ID before and stuff like that, and she saw it on like the little like sticker or whatever I gave her, and I'm like, nice. That was like 2 weeks ago, but all right, we'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it. A black lady.
It was Jerry's birthday yesterday.
Oh yeah.
We hung out here. Did you see the video I posted to Jessica?
Yeah, that's mad funny.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious, man. Our friend Jessica, we hang out, me, her, and Jerry a lot. And we were already like scheduled, quote unquote, to hang out yesterday night. Mm-hmm. And then it was funny because I was playing video games with Jerry. Hold on, I gotta bring this back because it just leads me into one.
Okay.
So I want to actually bring this back to your birthday.
Yeah.
Because we filmed the podcast. I don't remember which episode, but the day before your birthday.
All right.
And then we went upstairs to hang out, and that night Brianna FaceTimed you, and I remember being like, why the fuck is Brianna FaceTime?
Yeah. And there was also a lot going on here too. There was like so much going on.
I think I had friends here.
You had family here. You had a lot of family here.
So I was just like, weird, whatever. But then it was when I got upstairs that I was like, oh, it's your fucking birthday.
Yeah.
Right? Same shit happened with Jerry. Jerry and I were playing fucking, I think it was Overwatch, like 11 at night last night. And it like went into midnight. And even Jerry didn't realize that it hit midnight until like he ordered food. And then he was just like, and his food came and he went downstairs to get it. He sat down. He was like, all right, let's go. And then he's like, oh shit, it's my first meal as a 24-year-old. And I was like, oh shit, lit, Jerry. And then, to bring this back to my final piece, I forgot it was Jerry's birthday immediately after again. Because fucking Jerry and Jessica were supposed to hang out, and Jessica was like, oh shit, it's your birthday, Jerry. And then I was like, oh shit, it is his birthday. And I was like, should we do something, Jessica? She was like, I could get a cake. And I was like, awesome, cool. Which is where I'm going with this.
Which
Jessica
you had a spur of the moment birthday.
Little birthday thing. It was just the three of us. But
yeah.
Jessica bought a cake from fucking Baskin Robbins. It was a cute cake, and it has little balloons on it.
Ice cream cake. Sick.
But fucking, it had these little colorful balloons on them, like red, orange, yellow, green, blue. And fucking Jessica saw that blue balloon, and she like dibbed it. She grabbed it, boom, and she went right for it. But it had like dye on it.
Yeah,
and bro, her teeth and her mouth was stained blue for like an hour and a half. And she tried. It was so funny because she was in the bathroom washing it. It just didn't come off. We just went back upstairs to hang out, and eventually we looked at her and I was like, hey, it's gone. And she's like, yes. She was like so happy.
I mean, that's what happens when stuff like that happens with food coloring or whatever. You just gotta wait it out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. A lot of times, nothing stains your teeth really, unless it's like coffee or something.
Whenever
like
I
that.
cook with my dad on the chef's son and we use food coloring, he always makes it sound like it's fucking, I don't know, arsenic. Like I'm gonna kill myself. He's like, keep it far away from you. And I'm like, I get it. Like it'll stain my clothes.
It'll fucking it never tongue it'll come out. Clothing or food, like it colors the food. That's it.
I'm gonna sneak up on you with food coloring on that jersey.
Damn,
splurt
I hate
you.
this jersey actually.
Do you really?
Cause whenever you wear a jersey of a team, people go, "Oh, this person really loves that team. I am now going to have a full conversation with this stranger about this team on the jersey that he is wearing."
Yep.
And it's not a vibe. Sorry, anyone who sees anyone with the jersey, if your first reaction is, "Oh, let me have a full conversation,"
that happens about 50% of the time when people see me wearing a Mets hat and try to talk to me about the Mets. Because it goes one of two ways.
Well, a hat is different, honestly, because like a lot of people wear the hat as like a fashion thing, I guess. Whereas
I'm talking more like in a small talk conversation.
Yeah.
Or like you're at a party or something.
And you're just someone else is just trying to not be awkward.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Where half of the time when that happens, I know what's happening because of Dylan, and Dylan tells me things, and I'm like, oh, I know what you're talking about.
Then,
because
sports haven't been happening as common, so I haven't been as talking about as much.
Or I have absolutely no fucking idea what they're talking about, and I'm like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, for sure, totally. Like they could literally be saying like, yo, you heard Porky Fitzgerald got traded to the, and I could just be like, yeah, no, it's just fucking crazy.
Porky Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he got a fucking touchdown the other day, and I just be like,
on the Mets,
yeah.
Crazy.
Be like, it's wild.
Yeah, and even then, like I remember the last time I wore this jersey, someone yelled outside of their car at me. I thought it was someone I knew because it was like near my house, so I was like, oh, maybe it's someone I know or they know my family or whatever, and they just like, Johnson, like just start screaming. I'm like, dude, like I get you're at the red light and you saw me with the jersey, but like,
hey, that guy's proud, bro.
Yeah, go Chicago, go Hawks. I guess
you're gonna say Chicago.
Chicago.
I heard Chicago. That's what we should call it now.
Yeah,
Chicago.
Yeah.
Where is Chicago? Illinois, Indiana.
Yeah, it's on the border. Yeah, it's Illinois.
I figured it out. Don't worry, Mr. Geography. Go ahead, give me a city. I bet you I could tell you what state it's in.
Bro, I mean, Fayetteville. Trick question. There's like 8 Fayettevilles.
Ah, well.
Yeah. No, I mean there was actually that's good because there was multiple right answers.
Yeah, right. And I still probably would have gotten it wrong.
Still would have.
I bet there's one in New York. Shit.
Yeah. Been doing a lot of that though. GeoGuessr still.
Still on that.
My trial runs out on the 11th, so I'm still on that.
It's a trial?
Well, you have to be a GeoGuessr Pro member.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, but you get a 14-day trial.
Can't wait to hear how Dylan finagled his way.
Oh, you just make that. I have like, how much emails do you have? I have a bunch of emails.
Yeah.
So my trial runs out into the 10th. I'm probably not gonna play it anymore. It's way too easy, obviously.
You think in time it'll get more challenging, or
people will get better, and then once they start tracing how well you do and how many wins you rack up, I feel like people are gonna care more.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're doing is that every day they add more and take away countries.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, oh, today Germany won't ever come up, but we're gonna add blah blah blah.
That makes sense. They should do stuff like that. It kind of makes it feel more like as weird as I'm saying this, like it feels like a regular battle royale.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean.
And they have been doing that, and also I feel like people are realizing what countries have Street View.
Okay.
Like the amount of people that are like Syria, and it's like they definitely do not have Street View, right? So. Like even then, that makes the game easy because it's like you'll know what. Yeah, like I'll get Africa, and you're like, well, there's like 7, so I'll pick.
Fucking, I was gonna say. I feel like this is a decent way to segue into the shit that's been going on. Specifically, what was it, yesterday or the day before yesterday?
I think so. I don't even know.
I don't remember. Fucking.
Maybe yesterday. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, we honestly.
You want to tackle this one, buddy?
I mean, like, do we even have to mention what happened? We could just say on the news.
On the news.
This happened, and everyone's like, yeah, I saw that.
People are laughing in America right now for a little bit.
And it was funny because, like, I remember I was talking about it when it, like, first happened. And I wasn't, like, going to force people into the conversation. But there was a bunch of people texting me, and I was like, yeah, there's some political shit going on. Like, this guy's trying to argue with me online about it. And they're like, why? And I'm like... Why? Okay, you'll see.
My mom was the one who told me. She comes in the room and she's like, "Did you see the news?" And I was like, "No, what's up?" And she said it like she said it this. She was like, "There's a bunch of Trump supporters who are rioting outside of Capitol Hill trying to get in."
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that and I just thought, crazy. I was just like, that sounds normal nowadays. But it wasn't until I went downstairs and saw the TV and I was like, holy fucking shit, these people are crazy.
And yeah, and then at a certain point, the people got so crazy, they were just like, oh, let's just let them in. Which is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like, people, I was talking to people and I'm like,
be more like, it could, the whole fucking, this fight about, you know, the difference in culture. Like, what's the better word for this? Just the fact that, like, what's the term for it?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're going on.
Hold on,
about.
I'm finding the word, Dylan.
Oh, okay.
It's in there. I've literally been on fucking Instagram these past 2 days, just like been bombarded with this stuff. So I know the word is in the back of my brain somewhere.
Okay.
But no, just the whole fact about this, like, this whole racial dispute that's been going on with, like, obviously if that were a sea of black protesters, if
or just anybody else, any other, any other affiliation.
Exactly. It would have ended a lot messier and stuff like that. But it just couldn't be more blatant. It really couldn't. It was just like, it was a circus, and it was.
And it's like, I mean, you could even, I was telling that to people, and it's like, you know, I think that the term, like, breaking into the Capitol is a little excessive.
Because they literally just
like,
fucking...
they moved the barricade.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, like,
I saw the video. Like,
yeah. And it's like, people were just like, you know, we're saying like, oh, it's a hoax. And it's like, well, it's not a hoax. It's just kind of like, they were like, oh, let's just let them, they're crazy, and we don't, you know, like... Think about how guarded Washington, D.C. is, right? Now think of someone trying to break into that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't break into it. It's like the heaviest guarded place. There's like army bases everywhere. We spend like billions of dollars on tanks.
Mm-hmm.
We could have easily called in one tank and been like, yeah, you're going to go into the Capitol? But no, we just kind of let them go in, which is hysterical. I'm very happy they did. You know, like violence and damage, of course, not great, but... Always, whenever there's a big political event or any big news story, the internet goes, okay, what's funny about this? And it's always great.
And there was a couple of things.
Yeah, there was a lot of good memes.
I saw a comment that was like, it was a guy from Canada who said something like, America, how is it that y'all spend like $700 billion on your defense system, but let a man in a buffalo costume walk into Capitol, into the Capitol building? You know what I mean?
Oh, there were people. There were paraplegics. There were quadriplegics. There were old people. Like, I saw mostly people over 40.
Yeah.
And I was like, these people broke into the Capitol.
There's literally like a picture. I'm not even trying to make a joke about them, but there's a picture of a person with no arms, no legs, in a wheelchair, and they got, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
called Capitol Hill. Like, how did they get there? How did they make it? Someone carried them? Is there an elevator? I don't know about any of this. What's the lore? How did they, like, is that going to be on the documentary of them, like, lifting the person up the stairs?
God, I wasn't expecting
like, that's insane. Like, I don't know how they got there. Like,
it's called Capitol.
Yeah, like, this is the first time that this has happened.
Oh, man.
This is the first time this has happened since the British did it in the War of 1812. Like, that's 200 years.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fucking
no one's ever entered the Capitol.
Did you hear about the guy who the guy who fucking stole a letter from Nancy Pelosi's desk, and they caught him, and like his excuse was like, I didn't steal it, I left a quarter on the desk.
I didn't hear. That's amazing. It's like, no, this is an exchange of funds.
Like, I left a quarter. Like, I didn't steal it. Like, I left something, you know?
I mean, that's how much, like, have you ever tried to print a letter? Like, it costs that much amount of money. So,
yeah.
So I mean, he's you know, fulfilling.
Oh, man.
Take it out of his taxes. Like, it's fine. It's the letter.
Shit. And I'm really not trying to make a joke of this, right? Because it is his life.
Yes.
But the man who supposedly tased his
own
balls
until he died.
Until he, like, gave himself a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's not funny. Okay.
No.
What is slightly kind of crazy about it though is that apparently the internet found his family posted like a picture of him, and they said the heartfelt kind of like he was a great husband, a great father. But the picture is him holding like 2 assault rifles, and then he has 2 handguns like in his pants, like not in holsters. He pointed at, you know what I mean?
He has 4 guns.
Yeah, but 2 of them are in his pants, pointed at his dick. You know what I mean? So when I first heard about this story, I think the first meme I saw was something about like tasing your balls. And I didn't know it was at all related to the riots. I just thought, haha, and I scrolled down.
Yeah. And then you saw
second meme after that.
I found out. I only know about this. I didn't know about the quarter one because there was no memes about the quarter. The only things I saw about 8 tase balls memes, and I was like,
but
okay.
The second meme I saw right after the tase ball thing was a close up, and it was 2 guns in a waistband, and it was like, this is the guy who tased his balls. And I was like, oh, so that's when I looked it up. Like, okay, somebody tased their balls. Yeah. Then I found out he died. Yeah. And then I found that picture was actually him, which was like the most mind-blowing thing. It was like, and apparently he was trying to steal a painting. So.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I saw, the guy, I remember someone made the fake eBay listing of the podium.
Of the podium. There's that picture. Oh, man.
The guy holding the podium.
Who, like...
I mean, fun, right? Hysterical. As someone who like doesn't really love the government that much, it's kind of fun. But like, that's not, your life's not gonna go great.
Yeah.
After you're caught on camera invading the Capitol.
Yeah.
Things aren't gonna go well for you. Where even right now you're sitting at home.
Didn't you say like the FBI is like?
Yeah. Just like I think there was like maybe about like 50 to 75 people on Twitter who were like, why is the FBI contacting me? And then their account's gone. So, and they were all like people who like organized it. It wasn't even people that were like there. It was people who like helped, who like, they were like, oh, I'm like the head of MAGA in Michigan or something like that. And so those people, a lot of them got either arrested or their accounts got deleted.
Interesting.
Which is also what happened with Trump as well. Yeah, his thing got deleted. Can you even say that now? Like, is that gonna be, YouTube is gonna make it like they might make it like a hot word,
Well, Trump.
Yeah, you can't say it.
Can't say Trump.
Yeah.
What if I like beat you in a game? And I was like,
I really trumped you. It's like, well, you can say trumped.
You can say if it has ed.
It has ed.
Perfectly fine.
Or Trumps. I think we'll accept that.
What about trumpet?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I don't want to have to censor the first syllable in trumpet. What was I gonna say?
Yeah, a lot of good memes. My parents were like the way your mom sounded. She was like a little like, ooh, like it's it's crazy. But we're at the dinner table and I'm just like I'm just showing them the memes and I'm like, look at this, great.
No, I was gonna say Bro, I'm in such a weird headspace, man.
I'm in it up right now.
You're in an up? I'm in a mid. What?
I said I'm just repeating what you said.
I'm so confused, Dylan. I'm so confused. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. Today's been a long one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me too, man.
Oh shit. I was telling Dylan I'm fucking trying to like it was just like one thing after another. I was the thing I did right before I went to the casino and got yelled at. It was fucking beating Crash 4.
Yeah, video game thing.
Dude, I bought that game.
Video games are infuriating.
They're so infuriating.
As someone who like plays a limited amount, like in comparison to how much I used to play, as someone back in the day, I would play like 8 hours a day, 10 hours. If I was off, 14 hours.
Dude,
crazy, crazy amounts.
Fiend on it.
Yeah. That shit's annoying and angry.
Easily.
Yeah.
Remember Overwatch? Don't tell me how to play my character.
Oh my god, bro. Crazy shit. It's stressful stuff.
When Dylan yelled at me.
Yeah.
The only fights Dylan and I have ever had, I'm pretty sure, are over Overwatch.
Like honestly, 2 out of 3 were Overwatch or video game related.
Yeah, for sure. But fucking whatchamacallit? No, I'm trying to. The thing that pisses me off is, I don't think I've talked about it as frequently on the podcast, but like I like to platinum games, which is where you 100% it and you get all the trophies. And typically, it means like getting all the collectibles.
Yeah,
and
which some games I can guarantee it's not getting 100%.
Not worth
like
it.
You beat like 2, or it's either way too difficult, or it's like you beat like half the game and you get it, and it's like, oh, I don't even have to beat the other half.
And don't get me wrong, I don't do that for like every game I play. It's just more so with most of the games I play. If the platinum is feasible, I just kind of tell myself, like, I bought the game, I might as well milk this shit out and do everything I can.
Oh yeah.
So fucking, I've been trying to do the Crash 4 platinum literally since I got this game. When did it come out? Think we made it in October or something like that. But since we've been doing Joystick, I never have time to play games anymore. It's just editing or producing, and I don't mind that. I like doing the work. But like you said, it's like there was a time where me, Jerry, we were fucking fiending on that shit.
And then you'd play, and then you would have a game where you platinum, where you don't play that with anyone. You play that with yourself. Yeah. And so that's a whole nother. So
I've literally been trying to platinum this fucking game for like 3 months now, and I'm no joke, Dylan. I'm like 4 levels away from like what I'm specifically the challenge I'm doing. But I was just trying to do one before.
So what are they time trials?
It's their time trials.
Okay,
it's literally the last thing I got to do.
That's literally the most infuriating one, though.
No, I did the most infuriating one.
Oh, okay.
There's a trophy to beat the level. The game has 38 levels. Yeah. And I don't mean to get too in depth into this Crash Bandicoot talk.
I mean,
but I will get this out. The game has 38 levels, and there's a trophy to beat all 38 levels, completing it 100%. Which means you have to get all the crates, you have to get most of everything, and you can't die once. Very stressful.
Okay. Yeah, that's
very, very stressful. I mean, you get right to the end of the level and die. You have to quit the game. Not quit the game, but you have to quit the level, restart, do it all the way from the beginning again. Yeah. I did that, and even after I did that, I remember Joey was like, "Fucking props to you, Bob," because I don't have the patience. Yeah,
no one has. Honestly.
And I left the time trials one because I was like, I'll knock that one out easily, and I low key feel like that one's just way harder than the fucking thing that I put into. Because now it's like it's just fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And the other one was annoying in the sense because like you die and you're like, that's how I died. I'm gonna be real careful there next time. But this time it's just you're rushing through it and you fucking die to the same thing 10 times in your row.
Time trials are the
punch yourself
time
in the
trials are the fucking like I used to play a lot of games at time like Trials, a game that's literally named after time trials.
I miss Trials.
And that game's really fun, but you have to get the time and you have to get all the golds, and you can't do it.
Yeah. What was the one? Fusion? That was the one that we had.
Yeah.
For Xbox.
Yeah. And then the one before that was like the really good one.
Evolution. Yeah. Damn, throwback.
Oh, fucking! I used to watch those on my laptop, like those like Achievement Hunter Let's Plays. All those.
Damn, they used to do Achievement Horse, was it right?
Yeah.
Achievement Pig and that shit. They did it in Halo, and I think they did it in Trials. I think.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Wild shit. Throwback.
Platinums are like.
Oh, and how about?
I miss.
I wanted to get your. I wanted to pick your brain about this whole Kanye Jeffree Star thing.
I haven't really been paying attention to it.
You haven't been paying attention. I thought out of anybody, you'd be the one.
Okay. I mean, I know I know about Jeffree, who has become a very problematic person. I mean, he's always been like on the edge. Like the only I know about it a lot because of girls and my girlfriend, but first time I ever heard of Jeffree Star was on a Hollywood Undead
song. Yep. I'm at the Scene Club, told Jeffree Star to beat it because I left him Yep, I fucking know it.
And he had like a 1 and 10 second verse. He had a really long verse. Like he took up like half the song. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Looked him up, was even more confused.
Yep.
And he has like an arcade room with like 40 arcade machines.
Really? Who is this person?
Rich as fuck, and he doesn't care. And then makeup, millions of dollars off of makeup. Rich ass person. I don't know how that Kanye shit happened. I don't know how, like, cause I heard the news of them getting divorced or whatever.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And that's been a gossip topic in those newspapers that you see.
Yeah, the
magazines.
Sun or
yeah,
whatever,
the Sun or whatever UK or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow. But they've been trying to do that news article for months, but now it's actually happening, and we find out there's a third party involved.
And it's Jeffree Star.
Besides that, I don't know anything about it. I just know that is insane. I've seen a lot of memes. They're all really good.
I saw a fucking weird, like, well, it was probably like one of the most specific memes I'd ever seen. It was something like Jeffree Star's dogs after Kanye left some of Kim's makeup products at the house or something like that.
Because Kylie and Kim, they make the makeup, and Jeffree Star is like a competitor. Oh, I didn't even think of that. This is heated.
But the meme was Jeffrees Dogs.
Yeah.
And the meme is a person who has like a dog prosthetic, so it looks like a man with a dog head, and he's putting on like imagine a beautiful dog. You know what I mean? It was like really fucking strange.
That's very complicated and convoluted.
Yeah, like for no reason. The most convoluted meme ever. You know, like you.
And actually, the cool thing though, I do know is that Jeffree had a song where he said he fucked Kanye. And it was like simmering, like no one knew.
Is this your foot?
That's my knee.
Oh, never mind. I was bouncing fucking my foot on this, and I was like, "Is this part of the table?" No, it's Dylan.
No, it's Dylan's knee. I'm gonna play footsies the whole episode now.
That's what we've been doing for 24 episodes. People just can't see it. Not my fault.
Barefoot.
I tell you, I saw Wonder Woman. Did you see what? I know you're not.
No, I
did blows
not,
my
but
mind.
I just know a bunch of people on Twitter were like, nah.
Yeah. I want to. Can I talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I get my get it off my chest?
I really.
I'm gonna talk about some shit in this movie. So if you haven't seen Wonder Woman 84, spoilers will be ahead.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
if you flip it around.
Long story short, what's weird about the Wonder Woman movies, and this is just my take, I feel like those movies always end in a really weird way.
Interesting.
Like the movie's always like I don't want to say amazing, but like very watchable, very good throughout the whole kind of like go through of it.
Yeah.
And then it ends in like a really strange way. And then it's just kind of like
I feel that.
It's not necessarily a bad way, but it just definitely kind of throws you out of it a little bit.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I felt a little bit of like that about this movie. But I want to talk about like more of the specific things that kind of piss me off.
All right.
So first off, there's like this wishing stone.
Okay.
And without spoiling too much, the wishing stone is like responsible for like 3 giant plot points in the movie. So it was like, what the fuck?
Way too much.
Like, it's not even that. It's just like, it was like mad lazy. It was just like, oh, there's a stone that grants you wishes.
I feel like a lot of superhero movies do that. Like, there's always like elements or like archaeology involved. Like in Suicide Squad, there was a whole like archaeology thing. It's like, why are we getting archaeology involved?
Which is fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I totally see what you're getting at. But I mean, in this case, it was just like the laziest writing in the world. They were just like, we have a stone that grants wishes, and that's how
it's gonna come up later.
That's how this person will get powers, and that's how this person will come back.
Oh, that's super. I mean, that's literally like mirror on the wall.
Yeah,
essentially.
I was just like, bro, like you're a DC. Like you could write anything, and that's what you come up with. I was just like, I don't know. And this is coming from a fan, like a diehard fan of these characters and of these fucking comics and of these like I just fucking love the DC storylines, and I just see this shit, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I'm not. I hate to be the guy who's like, just be like Marvel, because that's not how it should be. You should. The DC should be able to make a film universe that's equally as good as Marvel, but in their own tone, in their own way. You know what I mean?
But I mean, they do it. Marvel does it super. Like, I'm not a huge fan of superhero movies, but you go to watch one of those movies and you're in it. It's super good. Everything adds up. Everything makes sense. The writing is good.
Yep.
Every character is like, oh, they have chemistry. They like rehearsed this. Mm-hmm. This is how humans talk, you know?
Exactly.
Have you ever seen a movie and it's like, that's not how humans talk? It throws you off immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like like every bad movie I watch.
The Room.
Like I watch bad movies. It's just like boom, boom. Like this isn't how people talk.
Yeah,
this is pace. This is talking.
You have to have a normal conversation.
Yeah.
It's not just like, hey. You know what's funny? You know what that reminds me of? Remember the fucking video that the high school PSA? Where the guy, wait, he just stops. It's like, drugs are bad. Don't do this.
Like bad act. Like there's a lot of people who think they like can't act, but it's like a lot of it is just saying other people's words as if you're just saying it normally. Mm-hmm. And that even if you're hosting or if you're acting, a lot of it's just that. It's like it is. Like you don't have to like have any type of physical exterior thing.
Jerry, Jessica, and me were talking about this yesterday because we were talking about like the school that me and Joey went to, like in grade school, and how one of our English teachers used to make us do speech, where like for one of our projects out of the year we had to like memorize a whole ass speech from some person, and it didn't even necessarily matter like what the speech was. Then again, I highly doubt anybody's gonna come quoting fucking Adolf or anything like that. But you know,
so you just had to say the speech.
Yeah, you had to rehearse it and you had to like say it and like put on. You know what I mean?
I guess that makes sense. Like how you were young though, right?
Yeah, it was like 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
But guess who was amazing at it?
7th grade. Okay, Joey.
Joey's fucking amazing at it. And this is before like he knew he wanted to be like an actor.
Yeah, but he was able to just fucking
memorize it. And bro, like it was funny because Jessica and I were like roasting him last night, but we were like, it's true. Like Joey would get the mannerisms down. He'd almost get like political with it.
Interesting.
So it was like no matter what Joey's saying, you'd be like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like
so
wow.
much so they made this motherfucker the school president, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. You didn't know that?
I did not know that,
bro. What if I told you, fucking Joey's little smug ass walked down the back of our fucking Catholic church that was connected to our school to the altar to the actual like presidential dun, 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 song, like they played that on the fucking PA.
Oh
and
my
Joey
God.
walked.
You say this after he got involved in politics this year?
Joey's
the president.
Joey walked from the back of the church to the front to that song wearing like his fucking his sweater vest that we're all wearing. And then he like got up at the podium and he's like, my fellow students, and I'm just like, this motherfucker. I like this motherfucker.
The State of the Union. He's giving it. Joey gave a State of the Union address.
Joey was vice president in 7th grade, but he got.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean,
president elect.
That's the order. Yeah. Awesome.
The president died in 8th grade. That was a joke.
Okay.
You really think that this whole fucking shit works exactly like the fucking president?
Imagine? No. I meant I thought maybe there's a chance that a person.
And that's why Joey got bumped up. They were like, man.
Oh no, I thought like
really,
that just
really sad to hear about Billy. It looks like you're up, Joseph Ortega.
Like Billy was riding in a convertible in Dallas, Texas. And now we just
he's hit by a magic Nerf dart.
Yeah. Joey's at the State of the Union. Someone grabs a flip flop or a shoe or whatever.
Bro, that video of George Bush getting this shit thrown at him is one of my favorite internet videos of all time.
That guy, by the way, do you know what this guy does?
No.
He searches his mentions on Twitter every single day, so that if you mention the flip flop or share the shoe thing or whatever, like of him throwing it, he will address you and be like, anytime. Like he'll respond to every single video, and it's like within 12 hours he will find the video that you shared and comment on, even on YouTube. If it's like a re-upload, he'll be like, this is great content. Thank you.
The guy who threw it.
Yeah. Like he's out of jail now and stuff.
That.
Yeah. He comments
on
everything.
What country was that in? Do you know?
I thought that was America. I don't know though. I thought it was
America?
I don't know. I thought let's look this up. Yeah, let's look this up. Where did this happen?
George W. Bush getting shoe thrown at him.
Oh, do you remember not to bring this up but like the day before like 9/11 George Bush was at a school in Florida.
Is that the thing where they tell him?
Yeah.
And he looks up from it. He like kind of puts the
Mm-hmm. Well, what happened was they booked that as like a secondary thing because that weekend he was actually just at a tennis resort.
Really?
Yeah, and they just were like, "Hey, you should like do some like book readings or whatever."
Oh wow.
Yeah. But I remember I was watching a thing about like this like old tennis resort, and it was like George Bush stayed there from the 8th to the 10th. I'm like, oh, thanks. Nice fun fact that I could bring up on the podcast.
So this is the greatest Wikipedia article I've ever opened up in my life.
Bush.
It says the Bush shoeing incident. Target George W. Bush, attack type, shoe throwing, weapons, 2 shoes, 1 elbow, accident, and then deaths 0.
Oh my god.
Injured 2. Dana Perino. What the fuck?
Yeah, this is good because it's like I think this is the first ever presidential shoeing. You know, people gotten shot, but they never got shooed. Oh my god, that's hysterical. The screen. I'm looking at the screen. Put this on screen. Can you put this on screen?
The
right?
video?
No, just on fucking put it on the monitor.
I don't want to put the video on screen.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, I've been actually on a lot of these. I would say 2 to 4 a.m. or like 1 to 3 prime Wikipedia time.
I'm just trying to figure out where it is though. It just says that it was an Iraqi press conference.
Yeah, it was at Iraq, and
I'm assuming it was there.
mm.
But yeah, this fucking part is hilarious. Look right there. Attack type shoe throwing weapons, 2 shoes, 1 elbow.
By the way, he only got 2 years.
Did he really?
Yeah, it says right there. He was released early.
Oh, yeah, after
in
9
months. Yeah. Oh, he was a fucking in Iraq. He was like, "Oh, let's go." You know? Like, damn, you got him.
He did it.
Yeah. Bro, he's like they probably have like fucking, you know, not parades, but they're probably like if he goes out to Subway or like, you know, Popeyes in Iraq, everyone's like, "Yeah, you threw
It's the guy.
You threw the shoe." And he's like, "I did. You want me to sign your shoes?"
Instead of like the Travis Scott meal, it's the shoe guy meal at McDonald's.
The Alzati meal. Amazing.
Oh man.
I've been on a lot of those like Wikipedia articles because I was reading about the most ridiculous sports promotions and things like that.
What do you mean?
Like basically people wanting to like throw a party at a stadium.
Oh, okay.
And it turning into a riot.
Oh shit. Okay.
Stuff like that, yeah. So I was just reading about that, and it's a lot like that, where it's like, oh, the 1968 White Sox trampling incident, and you're like, okay, that's a weird Wikipedia article, and it was like the same thing, and it was like, you know, it was like casualties 0, injuries a bunch, you know, and it's like people had like scratches and they just went home, you know, like there's a bunch of like there were like injuries where no one went to the hospital. It's like, yeah, were they good? Did they go home and sleep well? Like they just like, oh,
just take a nap.
Yeah. Like, and the one I got to, do you know about Disco Demolition Night?
No.
Okay, so there was this guy he basically was a rich dude who owned a bunch of baseball teams, because nowadays if you want to own like a sports team, it'll cost you billions of dollars or millions of dollars. Like the guy who bought the Mets, it cost him multi-billion-dollars to buy the Mets. Back in the 50s, it was like $100, right? No, not that much, but you know, it wasn't that much money. Yeah. So there was this one guy named Bill Veck, and he would just like buy different teams. Like he'd be like, "Oh, I want to own the Indians now," until the Indians got annoyed with him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy the White Sox." When he was the GM of the Indians, he signed a short person, like a little person. I would say like half of the Russian guy that you saw.
Got it.
And they had him go up to bat, and he was like 3 foot tall.
This is a real thing.
Yeah. They brought him up to, you know, he was bad. It was like it was like they spread it in the news, like, oh, there's gonna be a surprise batter.
Got it.
At the beginning of the game, and it was a short person in the uniform and everything. Can't pitch to him because he's so short. Goes on first, gets pinch run. Last time anyone's ever seen him. And it's amazing, but it's like he got fined and stuff because it's like he wasn't on the team. Yeah. But technically they signed him to a contract, right?
What the fuck? Yeah. That's so weird.
Yeah. But then in the 70s, he thought, it'd be a good idea if we since disco was falling out of popularity in the late 70s, like 79, 80 or whatever. I don't know the exact time when this happened. But he was like, oh, what if we just took a bunch of disco vinyls and blew them up in the middle of the stadium? Uh-huh. So him and a radio promoter, I forgot the guy's name, but they basically plotted this entire plan where if you brought a vinyl that was disco that you wanted to get blown up, it would only cost $0.25 to enter the stadium to watch the game. So sold out crowd. You have 45,000 vinyls that you have to blow up. First off, damages the field.
Yeah, I believe it.
Dynamite blows up all these vinyls. Now there's like holes in the grass and stuff. But now everyone got really excited and just stormed the field, and they had to cancel all the games. They were just like, "Oh yeah, we're not gonna play until like next week." Sorry.
That's probably not a great idea.
And it was like, you know, there was like
couldn't do some like Willy Wonka golden ticket type shit. Had to do the bring your disco vinyl.
And apparently the cops showed up at 9:30, which by the way, baseball games start at 7.
All I'm saying is we would have got in.
We got the disco single, right? We could have brought that one.
Most of the vinyls that are up there are disco.
Just say disco single.
Yeah, but continue.
But yeah, it like people just they turned it into like a party. Like they would play music. And people brought like stereos because you could bring anything to a stadium back then, and they just like
you could bring anything.
Yeah, they just like turned it into like a 40,000 person rave. Yeah, and then the police showed up at 9:30, and baseball games start at 7, so they partied for 2.5 hours.
Crazy.
And I was like, who thought, like, I get the, like, oh, this is going to be fun. But once Dynamite gets involved, it's probably not fun anymore.
Yeah, like it was funny because you mentioned that whole thing about, because you said the thing at the start about how they were going to blow up the vinyls. And I was like, okay. And then you said the thing about how if they brought in a vinyl, they got into the stadium to watch the game. And I was like, there's a game? And then when I heard blow up, I was like, isn't that just going to fucking like crater the field?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And apparently they controlled it pretty well. So it was just like kind of like pot. It wasn't like huge holes.
Oh, okay.
It was just kind of like grass came off and there was like, you know,
gotcha.
you can't run on it, right?
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Ooh, this is a
There we
good
go.
one. Oh, okay.
I had you on coming out.
I thought it was going to be a big one.
Because you said the thing about how like they just let you bring anything into the stadium. It reminded me of something that I also want to use to segue into something else.
All right.
It reminded me of a Family Guy joke.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I brought up the whole segue shit is because we said in the future we want to have an episode where we come and do an episode about our favorite Family Guy jokes, because we have. When I was talking about this with Jerry last night too, about how we know so many like Family Guy jokes by memory and by heart, but we can't even like name the episode they're from most of the time because of like their cutaways.
Well, yeah, like I don't know. Like I remember, like you really unlocked something special in my brain when you showed me Family Guy like a month ago or whatever, because like. I forgot how, like, I would watch that with my dad, like, every night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or, like, whenever it was on at, like, 7 or, like, 8 or whatever on TBS.
Yeah.
They would just air it whenever. I would watch it, and I'd be like, oh. Like, and now, much like how I'm watching a lot of comedy specials lately from the past, you miss a lot of jokes.
You miss a lot. I was telling Dylan
a lot of adult humor.
If you watched Family Guy back in the day as like a youth, like we did,
or just even if you were like 13 or 14,
yeah, and you enjoyed it, I'd highly suggest you go back and watch a couple episodes, because it honestly, there's a lot of moments where it feels like I'm watching a completely different show.
Yeah,
it's like either it's like either the jokes I didn't get at all when I was a kid, or the situations were just beyond me. But now that I'm like an adult, it's like the show is that much funnier. Or it might not even that. It's just that it might not even be that. It might just be that it's funny in a completely new light.
Yeah, and it's just even more interesting.
Yeah,
because it's
sure.
like not that you would feel lost, but you'd be like, that was a strange choice.
Yeah.
Why would they make that? And it's like, I didn't get it.
And then also like getting into that, and we'll get more into it whenever we have the Family Guy episode. But it just also kind of puts into perspective how much of a fucking genius Seth MacFarlane is. Like that guy is
doing a bunch of the voices.
I have the animator, the original like cartoonist behind it. He writes it. It's just like fucking
that's like
props. Even like the whole fact that like he does the songs where Brian and Stewie sing together, because he's a big band singer, so they have musical numbers in this fucking adult animated cartoon. Like that's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
I mean
incredible.
The amount of like I remember people were saying like it's show tunes essentially what he does in the show, and I never really put it together, and I'm like, oh, they're like almost like mini musicals, regardless of if you like. He's doing like a voice, like if he's doing Peter or whatever, it's like,
he's still doing like
he's singing and hitting all the notes, and it's like written, and there's like band stuff.
There's like, a whole ass fucking produced song. You know what I mean?
It's like wow.
But fucking and you brought it up, I think when we were watching it, like the action sequences on that show are like surprisingly good for like a comedy show.
There's like a lot of frames. There's like a lot of moves.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's very in depth. They use different elements of like the house. Like they'll like have the structure of the house, and it's like, oh, what if we break the sink off?
Yeah.
And it's like other studios would just kind of be like, why would we do that? But it adds a lot to it if you just like take the environment
and play with it. Yeah. Fucking but the thing I was originally getting to is when you said the thing about how they just let anybody take anything into the stadium. There was an episode of Family Guy I was watching recently. I don't remember the episode, but the joke is Brian and Stewie are going through an airport or something.
Yeah.
And Stewie's bag has like, you know how the old Stewie in a couple seasons is like mad genius, has all the weapons and shit like that. So his bag is full of like death rays and knives and shit like that, and he's afraid that the fucking customs lady's gonna see it. So when his bag is going through, Stewie starts singing like a little fucking like song. And he's like, I'm a little bit. Like,
I remember that. Yeah.
And then he like, they start looking, and they're like, oh. And then he like gets his bag, and then Stewie's like, I sure hope Osama bin Laden doesn't know show tunes. And then it literally pans over, and it's Osama bin Laden like going, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. And he's like doing the whole fucking thing, and I was crying. I hope I get it. I hope I get it.
That's amazing. I forgot about that. They made a
Yeah, that shit was hilarious, man.
Oh,
And that was another thing about those Family Guy jokes. There's like a lot of history because that show's been on for a long time, and in a different way, like from The Simpsons, which has been on for a longer time. Like Family Guy was on for our time, so you go back and you watch shows where they reference things that happened back in there, and you're like either like wow or you're like,
or they make they make a whole episode about it. They'd revolve around and they'd make it about a plot of something, or it'd be like a movie parody or something like that. Yeah, I'm playing the Family Guy video game right now.
Which one? The
PS2 one. But I'm playing the PSP version of it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it plays the same.
On the Dill Cube?
Yeah. And it's it's HD. It looks cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you know what time it is. It's time for Bobby and Dylan to share their weekly song reviews, otherwise known as the Jam and the Yam of the week.
Yam and Yam.
Yam and Yam.
Cool.
You want me to go first, or you want?
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I do have one, but
it was funny because I actually went like a really long time not getting new music.
Yeah,
I have a couple to pick from for once.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna go. I'm so yawny today, man. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna go with a song that I can't say I recently discovered because I've heard it a lot over this year.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a meme song. I've seen it in a lot of memes and TikToks and whatnot. It is called Sudno, and it's from a Russian band named Molchat Doma. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Do I know the song?
Probably. I'll play it for you afterwards. But yeah, in fact, I hate to do the whole inside joke thing, or not inside joke thing, but Jose put a video in the chat a little while ago of I think it's like a cat with the hack thing, and then the cat turns his head.
Oh, that one.
That song.
I like that song.
Yeah, so I found it, and I've been jamming to it nonstop like a week and a half.
It has a really cool vibe to it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So
I think there's that song, and there's another one that are big on TikTok right now.
It's technically called that. That's like the Russian spelling of it, but it's pronounced Sudno. Yeah. And it was actually pretty cool. Shout out to my boy Mark, who is Russian. I had looked up, I was like trying to find like translations and stuff online, but my friend Mark is Russian, and I actually asked him, I was like, do you by any chance like know what this says? And it was really cool getting to like see him like read it out, because like granted, I know this is a different language and a different spelling, but it's cool to see somebody like phonetically sound that out and be like he even told me like these letters together, even though it's like a P and a backwards N, it makes like an R sound.
Yeah. It's a Cyrillic alphabet.
No, it's dope. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, Sudno, Molchat, Doma, go check it out.
Love Russia.
It's mad dope. It's like a really high energy song that's secretly about some dark shit.
Love those.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm also picking a Russian song.
I was about to fucking say.
All right, I picked.
Shout out to that Russian couple from the casino. Should have had them on the show. Really I should have just been like, guys, you should come with me. I'm meeting up my boy Dylan in an hour. We're looking for guests.
A very Roos episode. My yam is Everywhereigo by Babyxsosa. Very nice song.
I thought it was gonna be Everywhere I Go by Hollywood Undead.
It would not be. Shame on you for mentioning Hollywood Undead
twice.
I mean,
shame on you for mentioning it the first time.
I mean, it was very relevant. I had to explain how I knew them. But yeah, the song is really good. Chill vibes, lo-fi hip hop kind of.
Fire. Dope.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Thanks for joining us for episode 24 of the Joystick Show. Make sure to hit like if you enjoyed it, and hit subscribe to keep up to date with all the podcasts and shows that we're doing. The 6 months of content we're doing. Stay tuned for some new stuff in the works.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Tons of shit.
Yeah, by the time you're watching this, this comes out next Wednesday, right? Yeah. Stay tuned for Chef's Son coming out this Friday. I don't know what it is because I haven't made it yet, but I mean, it'll be there.
Bone apple tea.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah.
Dylan, I love you.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
I'll always love you. I always have.
Where's your heart? Your heart's like here.
Thank you.
Okay.